Sunday shop do 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 do, Sunday shop do 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 do, Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah, hello, 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 hello. Greetings, salutations, bonjour, bonsoir, good avond, konnichiwa, howdy, ciao, hola, all the others. One week I'll remember them all. Good to see you here. We have a Scotty Aquati, a New England Endler, a Bigfoot Fish Tanks who isn't here. Howdy, Dennis. And a Kay Halliday. Good evening, dear Kay. Hope you're all well. I'm still enjoying the job, Kay. Thank you very much. I'm not hating it anyway. That's always a good start. I'm even kind of enjoying the position of warehouse chimp. Sorry, champ. Chump sounds better. Chump because I said yes, and chimp because that's pretty much what I am in a warehouse. So yes, there we go. Hope everyone's weeks have gone well. Mine mostly has. Worn out again as usual, but you know that's the way it is. Yes, doing more hours than intended, but hey, more money might even be able to pay the electric bill. So, what we've been up to this week, as I say, lots of work, water changes, click wrangling, because we've got a new batch of super reds that hatched, and quite a big spawn as well. So probably another 150 of them, ish, perhaps, maybe more. These guys are getting overdue. Poor old Bertie girl, she is looking rather fat at the moment, which means she is very full of eggs. And Spotty has been cleaning out the cave today, so probably not too long. Nearly, didn't quite go right. Evening, Yella, how you doing? Thank you for re-upping on the membership, most appreciated. Yes, this week's videos, Monday, as I expected, kind of died a death. My fishing tackle box. If you don't like fishing gear, don't worry about the next 2 weeks Monday videos. It's contents of the pole tackle box this week, and then it'll be the selection of rods and pole the week after. But hey, I'm working on ideas for actual fishy content, so we'll get there in the end. And then Fridays was the outside of Oxborough. Was it All Saints? Was it something? I can't remember. Oxborough Hall Church, anyway. That seems to have gone down okay. It'll be part 3 of that where it gets interesting when we go into the Bedingfield Chapel. And if you're from the UK, yes, that's the same family of Bedingfields that are responsible for Natasha and Daniel, the 2 pop stars from the late 90s, early noughties who disappeared without trace. One was annoying and one was just not good. But anyway, that's pretty much what I've been up to all week. That and watching random YouTube videos about wristwatch restorations and battleships and paranormal and God knows what else. All sorts of weird and wonderful things. There is one on the making and history of tweed that I want to watch at some point. I might fall asleep to that one, I think. Yes, I'm also low on naps at the moment. I haven't had a nap in 2 days. I'm not going to get a nap tomorrow either, so Tuesday being my day off, I'll probably spend most of it asleep. And I'm looking after the neighbours' cats this week as well, so extra fun. I'm not complaining about that though. I do enjoy the fusses and the cuddles and the snuggles. They're a pretty good bunch of cats, even if one's on her last legs, bless her. But then she hit a quarter of a century this year, so she's allowed to be on ropey, let's put it that way. Yes, of the, well, there's 3 that are theirs, and there's 2 others that turn up. Hang on. Tea and fish keeper is Brandon. Trying to get this remembered. Ooh, Den's got the muscle rack. Red, 5 foot by 2 foot by 6 foot. 5 shaft steel unit coming Tuesday. 5 foot by 2 foot by 6 foot. That's basically a wider version of that one. Cool. Correct. Does not give a rat's. Oh, I do give a rat's. It's just my memory is absolutely shocking. I had someone ask me what my channel was the other day, and I couldn't remember it. I actually had to get my phone out and look on YouTube Studio to see what my channel name was. Kind of embarrassing, but there we go. But yes, congrats, Dennis. Get your tanks up off the floor. That will make maintenance a lot easier. You'll be able to see them better. Siphons would actually work. Yeah, just be aware that when you're siphoning tanks up that are out there, you know, they're up like that kind of level, the water comes out real fast. Supposed to be about fish keeping. Yeah, apparently so, but I film what I fancy filming and talk about what I fancy talking about. Hello, Alison. Yeah, 5 wide, 6 high, and 2 deep. Yes, that is 6 high, 3 wide, and 18 inches deep, something like that. Well, it's in metric, but you know, that's the rough American translation. If only I could sing, I could do some Phil Collins songs. Phil Collins can't sing either. I'm working on the Phil Collins haircut. I think I'm up to about 1985. Tomorrow's the last day for the Petco half price sale. Yes, last day for half price cheap tanks. 255s and the 29 off the ground. That's a good start anyway, Dennis. Your back will thank you for it once you've done it. Although he's probably can't hear anyone either. Yeah, no, he can't. His back's gone and he's half deaf. So, yeah. Problem is he's having to keep working because his ex-wife got a rather large alimony settlement and he's still having to pay it. Because the silly multimillionaire didn't do a prenup. But hey, these things happen. Oh, Alison's off to lurk already. And it's a studio to call his money. You'd think he'd do copyright claim anytime anyone goes. Because come on, let's be honest, that's what Phil Collins is best known for. I can feel it coming in my pants tonight. Oh Lord. I need help lifting the tanks up. Yeah, so even emptier, 55 is going to be bloody heavy. So yeah, don't you go trying to do that on your own, Dennis. You get someone younger and burlier to give you a hand. Preferably someone with a deft touch as well, because generally the larger and burlier people are, the less likely they are to be delicate. Has it got wooden shelves with it, or is it steel all the way through? If it's wooden shelves, I would suggest pre-painting them with an exterior waterproof gloss, which is what I did. There's wooden shells on those. Um, it's only like 1/4 inch MDF, particle board, whatever you want to call it, and I have no idea who Ricky is and why he shouldn't forget his number. Although I do get the joke. Unless, of course, we're talking Ricky Martin. Our metal shelves are not a problem. Alison's trying to catch shrimp. Best bet is to just wave the net around in there and you'll eventually get some in there. Or just use a water jug, like a 2 litre jug, dunk it in relatively hard, and the suction sucking the water in the jug will suck half the shrimp in, and you just pour the water back into the tank through a net. See you later, Brandon. And Fishman Christmas is here. It's way too early for any of that. If it is indeed a Ricoco, I think it might actually be Stevie P. Little gits are fast. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it takes a while for me to catch them. I can probably catch 100 bristle noses in the time it takes me to catch 20 or 30 shrimp. And that's in a tank that is massively overstocked with shrimp. And then when I get to the LFS and I take the bag out and it's brighter and I realise there's about half a hundred weighted tiny little shrimplets in there as well. Like, oh well, you can have them. I ain't going to charge you for like 2-3 day old shrimplets. It's just one of Satan's little helpers, or the Santos El Halper. That was the name that Bart Simpson used when he applied for a credit card under the dog's name. Ancient Simpsons episode. So one of Santa's little helpers. So, I just dislike seeing that word this early in the year. That word should be banned from existence until the month begins with a D. Oh dear, Yella's got a bugger off. Well, enjoy your buggering. Good to see you. And have fun. So one of Santa's little helpers, if it's not Stevie P and it's not Rico. Rico and all the helpers has access. I'm guessing possibly DD then. Which is kind of amusing because it means that Fishbound Christmas has been subscribed to my channel for longer than 5 minutes. So thank you very much for subscribing. Yeah, it's probably best we don't do that one, Yellow. Um, yeah, yeah, we'll avoid the dictionary definition of that and let other people look that one up and yeah, have some fun. Good evening, my lady. How art thou? I saw your gorgeous corridors that you sent to Stevie P the other day. Yeah, I can take the whole tank. I give up. Yeah, catching shrimp is fun. The best thing to do is literally just pull everything out of the tank, drain the water down to about an inch. And you might get most of them. Um, I now have a colony in my Cory tank somehow. There's never been shrimp in there. I've never put shrimp in there. And now there's at least 4 or 5 in there. Alice has been turning the air blue. If you want real fun, try catching shell dwellers without damaging the shells or destroying the shells. Because the second you take the lid off that tank, all the fish disappear into a shell. And that's it. They won't come out again until you've disappeared or buggered off. Yeah, Corys are awesome little fishies. So generally, bristly noses are relatively simple because you get a big enough net, you stick the net in the tank, you lift a piece of driftwood up, you put the net under the driftwood, and you pick the driftwood and net up out of the water, and all the bristle noses fall off the wood into the net, along with about 800 weight of snails as well, but never mind. Yeah, that was actually one of my jobs this week that I did, was desnailifying some of these tanks, like those 2 and those 3 and the one at the bottom. And I'm not kidding, that was full with snails. That is a litre or a 2-pint jug. There's still a couple in there that are alive somehow. Yeah, I filled that up with snails. Yes, just a few too many. I'm going to have to buy some more assassin snails. Pea puffers or loaches, that would work, but not really in fry tanks. The pea puffers would also get the plecklets or the limlets or the criblets, as with the loaches. Afternoon, Sky. How are you? Hope all is well. Yeah, my LFS takes them, but just not in the numbers that I accidentally breed them. That's the problem. I get 50 pence per ramshorn, the pink and blue ones, but I get thousands upon thousands of them, and they won't take the Malaysian trumpet snails. So, yeah, we're just going to have to get some more assassin snails. Yeah, so the amount of snails I get, yeah, I'd need lots of pea puffers. Plus, if I got a spare tank, you know what's going in it? Bristle noses. Because at the moment, all my tanks are full except for one I have upstairs that is empty and is shocking. Yeah, that might have to become a pleco tank as well soon. Then I will have a fish tank in my bedroom as well. to remember to water change every week and degunk the filter twice a week. Joy. But hopefully we can sell plenty of Brissavies fairly soon, now that the school holidays are over anyway. Here, yeah. Tomorrow is the first day back at school in the UK. For most anyway. Some went back Friday, I think, but yes. But then you might think that's a long holiday if you're in America, but it isn't, because we break up a lot later. Oh, don't worry about that, Alison. I mean, if you're here and you'd like to hit the like button, feel free. It doesn't cost anything. I know you've all already hit the subscribe button. Yes. So what else have we been up to? Proper time to start. We're almost. Yeah, I mean, we go for a 5-week summer break for the kids, so they're off. And break up late July, have August off, go back early September. Then 2 weeks at Christmas, 2 weeks at Easter, and 3 1-week half-term breaks during the year. So they don't ever really do more than about 6 or 8 weeks at a time. Who cheated? Son's not back till Wednesday. You got to put up with him for another 2 days. And then on Wednesday, you got to chase him around in the morning to make sure he's up and out the door in time. Yeah, that's always the case, isn't it? First few days back, the kids were a nightmare to get to school because they got used to laying in and bumming about all summer. Yeah, that wasn't a problem for me because I was always up and about anyway. July is normally not too bad in the UK. It's usually August is the hottest month. But yeah, I'm in a farming area. But it's it's so June, July are normally mid-20s, whatever that is in science. Well, in unscience. And then August is normally in the 30s. September drops back down to the low to mid-20s. October you get the teens. November you'll start getting the frosts. In theory, but the seasons are moving later and later in the year now. So we used to get snow in winter. Now we get snow in spring instead. It's usually around March or April time we get snow in the UK these days. He's right, Kevin. As long as he ain't got a Perry, you'll be all right, Alison. Yeah, non-English won't get that joke. It was a Harry Enfield sketch, Kevin and Perry. There was even a movie, I think. They were just snotty teenagers, basically. And the reason it was so funny was because it was accurate. Older brother is Perry. Yeah. Magnetic field's whacked and we're off kilter. Yeah, everything's gone weird. Everything's gone to hell in a handbasket. I mean, if everything has, that's got to be one hell of a handbasket, surely. Do well to pick it up. Yeah, so although I think the magnetic field is due to flip anyway, isn't it, at some point soon? So north will become south and south will become north. It's a natural thing that happens every so often, every so many thousand years, I think. Which will be quite amusing because it will mean all compasses point the wrong direction. Anything that relies on a permanent magnet or anything that relies on the Earth's magnetic field is going to get confused. All the birds will migrate the wrong direction for a start. You have some weird animals showing up in weird places. It's when all the swans that are meant to migrate to Iceland all end up in Bahamas or something. It'd be quite amusing. Especially if they're still English protectorates or part of the Commonwealth, because then they're still not allowed to kill them, because the Queen is still their monarch, and all swans are property of the Queen. Yes. We don't do well on the same hand. Yeah, that's just teenagers, Sky. They're all the same. Yeah. All the things that we think are just so draconian when we're younger, and it's such a massive drama. The second you move out and you have to deal with the real world, you realise just how cushy it was. I was in his 20s. Well, there you go. Yeah, he's not quite had the kick in the butt of reality. Yeah, there does come that point where the things that were big dramas when you were at school, college, uni, whatever, you look back on, and they were just absolutely minute, pointless little spats. It's just not really. Yeah. And you overhear the school kids and what they're whinging about, and you're like, really? Yeah, just you wait. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. You're going to call that a good day in about 20 years' time. Now, only one person peed you off and stood on your toes, and yeah, you're going to enjoy that in the future. That's a good day. Alison's been to the vets. Yeah, I definitely don't want any. Neither does Mary, so we're good there. Yeah. So the next one for us is probably going to be when Mary gets either Mum, I'm pregnant, or Mum, Victoria's pregnant. And we'll be going, oh, Jesus Christ, no. No, too young to be a grandpa, grandma. Can't be dealing with that. Another mouth to feed, another present to buy. Ugh. Yeah, we don't want that anytime soon. Organise a holiday when they ask you to babysit. Yeah, that'd work. Yeah, except my holidays tends to be me just staying at home for the week. Although, good news, I have booked a week off in October. So hopefully it'll be nice and quiet. And I can make a list of cool places I want to visit in Norwich, and get the bus up there one day, good and early, and go around and do a bunch of filming. Can't do that weekend, we're off to the Hebrides. Yes, Hebrides, not Hebrides. And why am I worrying about being quiet? The neighbours are on holiday this week. I can be loud. Ooh. But yeah, it's yeah. Hopefully that's many years in the future. No, it's first week in October. Okay, it's not half term week. Um, Although if it is half term week, it shouldn't be an issue because the places I want to go, school kids ain't going to want to visit. Um, they're not going to be visiting random churches and cathedrals and sites of special historic interest or fish shops. Yo, Anthony! I nearly went with the Sylvester Stallone Rocky one there, but yeah, bit of a tough one. Hope all is going well with you, Ant. I know Priscilla's had some issues lately, so hopefully all over. Hopefully the X-Man didn't manage to kill all her salty friends. Um, and other things I won't go into, so I don't know if they've been made public or not. I just got a new car. That always makes you feel better. A nice new expensive shiny thing. That's right up there with a new fish tank. Oh, lady dies off to the shower. Wow. Try not to think about that too much. It's normally Marriott does that to me. She's not here yet. Hopefully all is well. I'm sure if it wasn't, I would have heard. Um, dun, 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 dun. I was trying to think of a song about showers, but I couldn't. The nearest I got was Purple Rain. I'll take you in, but I can't hear you as it is. Oh, bless. Am I talking quiet again? Coral and fish seem to be fine so far. That's second salty. Gonna take a lid. Yeah, well, I'm sure X-Man didn't mean to have the effect that he had, but you know, it's just not active for the algae rhythm. The algae rhythm. The rhythm of the algae. Not to be confused with the rhythm of the night. They're two entirely different things. And no, I'm not singing that one. Yeah. I did see that, and someone local had helped out. Yes, watch hours do that, my lady. They have been down a bit lately, but that's a weather-related phenomenon. As people have been noticing that in the Facebook modelling groups as well. That there's been a big drop in the amount of people posting and commenting and interacting. I said, yeah, it's because it's been hot, dry, and sunny for a long period of time. People have been outdoors doing stuff. It's just when it gets cold, wet, and rainy again, everyone will come back indoors and start doing indoors stuff, which includes watching YouTube and surfing Facebook, and building models and catching up on maintenance on fish tanks and buying new fish and sitting at a bench sticking bits of plastic together. Yeah. me. Ooh. System's not used to Red Bull. That's over 5,000 watch hours in a year. Since you've been inactive, you're 88 hours. That is the thing, Anthony, is you got to keep the activity going to keep the watch hours up, otherwise everything dies. Hey, we have a freshwater ichthyology. Hello, Rebecca. How are you, my dear? Hope all is well. I've not been about on Friday nights because work. I'm sure you understand that feeling. It's not that I'm working when Graham's live. I'm just generally fairly dead. Finish normal work in 13 days and back to being a student again. So back to drinking all night, waking up at lunchtime. Going to a lecture if you can be bothered. Coming home and starting drinking again. Yeah, I think I would have enjoyed college a whole lot more had I been older and realised just how unimportant it was. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I was stressed at college at all, but I would probably have turned up even less and not worried about results. Because ironically, if I'd have failed a bunch of my exams, I would have got a job in the field easily. But because I passed all my exams in the second year, which is all the higher tier stuff, I just guess you're going to start drinking. Might be a good idea. Although when you do drink, then it loosens tongues, so it might be best not to. Maybe in moderation. Yeah, because I passed all my exams and did well in them, it meant I was overqualified to become a trainee. I had the qualifications to become an engineer, but not the experience. So yeah, I couldn't get a job in the field whatsoever. Won't get a job. Yeah, that's always an issue. Says the guy who just took over a year off of work because he had enough of it. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not one to talk about not wanting to have a job. And if I could, if I could have made enough money from selling fishies and YouTube, I wouldn't have started work again. That's the reason I got a job, is because I got bills to pay, not because I want to work and I feel invigorated to be in the workplace and I would relish the challenge. No, so I got bills to pay. It's that simple. And even with the best will in the world, I realise that, yeah, I'm not going to make enough from YouTube and fish sales to not have to work. So it's just a case of balancing it. A lot of deja vu this week. I can imagine. Yeah, I have as well. But going back to work. Yeah, I need to do a hard day's graft. Yes. And I grumble about work, but that is purely because my feet bloody hurt. Because I'm standing the whole shift. If I had a job where I could sit down, it'd be absolutely cushy. So I can sit down for days. That's not a problem. Just standing up with the amount of injuries that my feet have had over the years is the problem. We're getting there. I can now do a 6-hour shift without needing to take painkillers for my feet. So that's a bonus. when I started, have I been chasing any ghoulies? Yes, I have, Chewy, and welcome. Even encountered one today. Now I'm finding even a dodgy chair, as long as it's got some give and isn't one of those ergonomically designed ones that are designed to cripple you. I honestly don't know who the hell they chose to model for those chairs, because ye gods, are they uncomfortable. Um, yeah, so basically, because Mary is now working, technically two jobs, um, she obviously won't be able to get out so much to go and take her pictures of churches. So we've been going around sort of my more local churches, do two at a time each weekend, which will give her plenty of content for her channel. And then I can film them as well if I want. I only did one of them today. Oh, pardon me. Boo. Hello, Carl. How you doing? Yeah, so we went round new and old Buckenham. She is, thank you very much, Sky. Still a few minor issues to get sorted before she can start proper, but yeah, she's starting. So it's just a case of waiting on DBS checks, which is the background check for working with kiddies, and the thing from a previous employer. Now, the thing where they basically said such and such worked here from this date to this date, because that's the legal they have to do. Yeah, still going, Carl. Yes, it's been. I dread to think how many years I've been doing this now. But yes, I still enjoy it. Still having fun. How the native fish doing? Well, yeah, not great at the moment. Cheery, I'm afraid, with the droughts. So, Old Buckenham, one of the villages and the churches we visited today, is kind of famous locally for its big village green with its ponds on it, which are, kiddies always fished in. Nothing big, but lots of little fish, and they're dry. All the local small streams are dry. The bigger lakes and ponds are getting very low. Yeah, it's not going well. So we're hoping and praying for lots of rain and a very wet winter. Yeah, China's having a major problem with some as well. I mean, it's not our big rivers; they're not really the issue. Although it won't be long before they start drying up as well. Just send you some from Cumbria. We've got plenty. Yeah, as I say, we've got a grill. We have had a little bit of rain lately, not a lot, but it's still fairly warm and sunny, so it's still just evaporating and burning off. But as Tesco say, every little helps. At this point, I don't think they'd get upset if people started peeing in the rivers. Hello, Marit, my dear, my lovely. I was wondering how you were and where you were. Mwah. Canada's celebrating record catch of salmon in Osoyoos. Fix some of the issues of the dams. That's a good thing. Yeah, so it's. And from watching Dan Hurd's channel, yeah, there's still been plenty of wet in Canada, but then obviously you get all the melt water from the various mountains and glaciers and whatever coming down the Fraser and the other river systems. Still hanging in there. You keep hanging, Marit. You keep hanging, and if you need any support, I'm here. Hello, Debbie. How are you? Yes. And so, and you know, if you want a natter, Marrett, or actually pretty much anyone, if you want a natter about something, you can find me. Yeah, the glaciers are receding. They're probably going back faster than my hairline, Chewy. That's scary. Um, plus, the issues in Siberia with the permafrost melting and the things that might reveal that have been, if I can put it, bacteria that have been dormant for millennia that suddenly might defrost and come back. That'll be fun. Um, not to mention the massive random sinkholes that keep forming over there. Yeah, because the ground melts, the gas expands, and then boom. Yeah, and you get a massive great sinkhole. Yeah. I don't think it's one of the sons that Marrett wants to murder, though, Sky. I think Chris is safe. I slightly misread that the first time, Stu, when you started talking about a meth release. Oh, right, yes, you mean methane. Can't eat fish out of Lake Kuvu. Yes, there's probably plenty of lakes. I think even Lake Baikal has dropped quite a considerable amount. So, yeah, not good. Where has the water gone if it's not falling out the sky and is melting away from the glaciers and the permafrost? Where the heck's it all going? I don't want any more ghosts in the house. That's as good a reason as any. Oh, Yella's back. He can't quit me. Some lakes in Oz and America, a lot of methane gas production used for human consumption. Yeah, well, 2 words: Flint, Michigan. Oh, when you need to know just how bad a country is run. Um, yeah, so some methane is going to be whatever else has been trapped in that permafrost for however many thousand years. Because let's be honest, we know the Russians weren't exactly shy about testing chemical and nuclear weapons and biological weapons, and they probably did a lot of it in the gulags in Siberia. Yeah, that's probably not good. Yeah, I shouldn't make light of these things or start conspiracy theories, but that is more a case of putting two and two together. Yeah, so I mean, technically, the water from my bath goes to human consumption. There's plenty of methane in that when I've finished with it. You know, when the bubbles in the bubble bath just don't go down because you keep topping them up. Exactly, Yella. There you go. Yes, the fart emoji. Farty fat man. Oh, itchy foot. Saltwater, come here for a look. Yeah, well, you know, I won't hold it against you, Carl. Places I get the salt water is shell dwellers. Um, the water's probably harder, if anything. Yeah, my own personal jacuzzi has a no yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, I've thought about salties, but they're an absolute pig to breed. So, therefore, I can't make money off of them. I know that sounds cold, but you know, um, I like the fish. The fish are pretty. The fish are lovely. If I can breed them and sell them, they're even better. Uh, yeah, so I'm not a fan of corals, so it's just mostly because I can't stand the bloody actinic lights. They all need the blue dialing down and the brightness turning down a big amount. Because yeah, basically those blue lights just give me a migraine within about 5 minutes. So yeah, that's why if I'm in an LFS, I try not to look at the salt tanks for very long, because especially the coral ones, because yeah, if I look at them for more than a few minutes, I start getting a headache. But then, yeah, I'm guessing there's probably quite a bit of UV or something in there, isn't there, Rebecca? Uh, Introduced cichlid to waterways around Lake Kruger in Africa. That is very interesting. Carl started in tropicals. Ooh. What flavour of chiclet chewy? That's the main one. Um, I have toyed with the idea of a brackish tank, and in here we have salt water. No, running the other way. Reptile UVBs, no issue. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's reptile UVBs aren't LED, are they? I don't think they're actually a UV bulb. Um, I'm wondering if that might be some combination of things going on with those actinic lights that do affect skin. I mean, if you've got sensitive skin, that might also be part of it. I don't have skin; I have hide. Um, I'm one of those people go, "Oh, you can't put that on your skin; it will dry your skin out. You can't clean your hands with that." Why not? It's pure alcohol. It's pure alcohol. What's wrong with getting that? Because I'm washing my hands with white spirits or lacquer thinners. Hypersaline lakes in the Rift Valley is interesting. Yeah, hypersaline. That sounds like it should be in a drip. That's the drip they give you when you aren't dehydrated. What team am I going for in American Hand Egg? Ooh. Oh, for the game of um, start, stop, cuddle, bro up, rest. Um, yeah, American Handball, as it should be called. I don't know. Is there one that's not bad to like? Um, Righteous Brothers Unchained Melody. Oh dear. I can sing over the top of it. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. That's the Norfolk version. Or you go for the Cornish version. Oh, you got a brand new combine harvester. I'll give you the key. Or you got 15 acres and you got 43. Yeah, just don't look that up. The Wurzels, I've got a brand new combine harvester. If you really want to know. Hey, at least it wasn't Agadoo by Black Lace. Yeah, yeah. So we all have songs like that that we've connected with something close to us. Usually something a breakup or a loss, and then you just can't listen to that song anymore. Rather listen to Pink Fluffy Unicorns. Ooh, who was it who did the song Fluffy White Clouds? I can't remember. It was 90s dance track. I may have been watching too much Nightwish from Hellfest this year. And that's got nothing to do with what Floor Jansen was wearing and the camera angles at all, I promise. Or Pink Pop. Different corset, same effect. Hey. Do your fish like smoke? It doesn't seem to do them any harm. I mean, obviously, I don't know if I sell them to a smoke-free home, they might start craving nicotine, but they seem okay with it. All the tanks have got lids on, so there's not a lot getting in there. It's the fact that I'm sitting here and all the Shelleys are up this corner waiting to be fed. Should we give them a bit of food? Let's give them some fish science. Stick on fish treats with shrimp. Except, does that sound like stick on tablets to you? It was about 3/4 of a pot of stick on tablets, and then dust, which looks suspiciously like something I used to flavour ground bait with when I was fishing. Probably the same flavour as well. Probably the same bloody stuff. Let's pop a little bit of foodie in there. Now we can watch. Yeah. This is it. The Plecos know they can breed because they'll get a cigarette afterwards. So yes, despite me getting rid of a dozen Shelleys the other week, get the camera straight, aim it in the right place. So yes, lots and lots of little Shelley Dwellies that way. All different sizes and shapes. And there should be some babies down there somewhere. See, they just see me move, so they all suddenly hit the bottom. Yeah, they're all okay. We have the Limia Perugiae and the Snailies. Some of the Limias are getting quite sizable in there now. Soon be Celebobble. We have last lot of super red bristly noses. We have the previous lot of super red bristly noses. We have Pelvicochromis subocellatus and bristly noses. They're very cute little criblets. And then we have more super red bristly noses, more common bristly noses. I can't reach all the way over there. More super red bristly noses and an algae farm. More common bristly noses. We have some of the black neons We have albino Cories, crazy Vallisneria. Oh, happy Cara. We have a Spotty in his cave waiting for a Bertie to come along. I think I might have just seen a fry of some sort moving about as well. Hopefully not. Then, as usual, up this corner, Mr. Rainbow. And probably in that coconut hut is where the Nanakara are. Side view of that one is Missy Crib, Mama Subocellatus. Oh, and then over in there's another batch of bristlenoses. The other one you can see in the far distance is my Cory tank. And next to that, just see the light. That's where the Clowneyplex and the Shrimpies are. Oh, yeah, just outside there, there's the outdoor shrimp tub. And another tank full of bristlenoses. So yeah, there's a definite theme of noses that are bristly around here. How many? 150, 300, 450, 600, 750, 900, 150, 1200. Yeah. Now Merritt's sending me messages. So yeah, we've still got over 1200 bristlenoses. Too many tanks and water changes. I generally get it done in a day. The main ones anyway. It's some of these require twice weekly water changes and filter cleans. You know, you can send me all the messages you like, Merritt. Once a fortnight, yeah. Yeah, when you've got 150 bristlenoses in a 28 litre, 24 or 28 litre tank, yeah, you need to do. Oh, what have I missed? What have I missed, Alison? Cold turkey from nicotine, always swimming around chewing the special gum with the nicotine patches. Oh, I actually, there's at one point I did kind of give up smoking. I bought some of the Nicorette mints, and for about 30 seconds they taste like mint. Then they taste like stale ashtray. They're bloody horrible. And I bought a 2-pack because they were, you know, on offer, buy 2 for the price of 1. I thought that'd be a good idea. Yeah, I found the second pack about 6 months ago in the back of a kitchen drawer. Yeah, they were about 6 years out of date. Ooh. Speaking of which, should be Monday's video. It might go up Tuesday, depending how busy I get and whether I get around to it. Yeah, that I find something in my pole tackle box that is just a little bit out of date, and even I didn't dare open it. Yes. What could possibly have been in Sharpe's fishing tackle box that was many, many years out of date? Get DKF to knit mouthless balaclavas so they can't puff the nicotine. Oh, just stick them on scuba gear. Yeah, see them all swimming around with little scuba tanks attached and masks. Oh, fine. But yeah, it's probably a good job I don't smoke what I used to smoke, because I'd all just be sacked out in the corner of the tank, just sucked up against the filter intake, going, yeah, whatever, man. Oxygen tents. Yeah, that oxygen tent around these is not a good idea. I don't know, because I do smoke rollies. Um, they don't have some of the chemicals added to them that tailor-mades have added that keep them burning. So yeah, we might be okay. But also, it's been what, nearly 5 years I've been keeping fish, and I've not had any issues with them carking it. Obviously, I had fish die, but not in large numbers due to nicotine or anything. Yes. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You don't want me around anything flammable, Alison. We know what's going to happen. This is why I bought a house that doesn't have gas. And then I go and take a job working at Screwfix, or I get to play about with all the power tools. That's just a bad idea, really, isn't it? And the electric chainsaws are on offer at the moment as well. With staff discount, there's an electric chainsaw that I can get for £35. And part of me is going, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And the other part of me is going, yeah, you really don't need one, and you know you're going to injure yourself with an electric chainsaw. You know that's going to require a hospital visit. Probably, if not because I've chainsawed myself, probably because I've chainsawed the cable and electrocuted myself again. I had a friend do that. He was trimming the hedge with electric hedge trimmers and wondered why they stopped working. And then he twigged. It's because he hedge trimmed through the cable. He laid the cable across the top of the hedge and cut clean through it. Luckily, he managed to not electrocute himself. Nice Ryobi with a finger attached. John has a sawzall with a fun attachment. Ah, you've seen those videos as well too, have you, Yella? Yes. It's all fun until someone pulls the trigger in the whole way. Then the eyes roll right back. And then it becomes an electrocution hazard. So I'm still of the thing that, to me, Ryobi are a fishing gear or fishing manufacturer, not a tool manufacturer, despite the fact they're made by the same company as Milwaukee. And they are the same things. Yet the Milwaukee is twice the price. Ein Hell. No, it's trying to think. I think it's the Titan ones that are on sale. It's an own brand one. But given what I'd have to cut up with a chainsaw, it would just be something that I would use once, chop everything I possibly could, and then sit there looking at the amount of crud I got to pick up and bin and go, oh God. So yeah, I'm going to give it a miss. Got more important things to buy. More of them for a start. Running, yeah. I'm probably the only person who goes, yeah, I'm running low on algae wafers. Yeah. probably maybe 2 weeks worth. Lived in Lake Havasu, Arizona, a town that was established by McCulloch. Yes, we all know about McCulloch chainsaws. Tried to drill a hole, plug and hang a mirror once. Whole plaster face left the brick. Yeah, you know the plaster's not very well attached to the brick when you put the drill through the plaster, and then a chunk of the plaster just starts spinning around. Yeah, what that usually is where someone's actually sealed the brick and then plastered over the sealant, which is, let's be honest, PVA glue watered down. I've seen that done many a time. It's like, no, you're supposed to do that over the plaster once it's dried. But the speed they try and build houses at these days, they don't give anything a chance to dry enough. So they don't use the PVA sealant, which then means anytime you chip the wall or chip the paint, a big chunk of plaster comes out with it as well. Old house refurbished by dodgy tradesman. Yeah, he just slapped the plaster on the wall without doing the proper prep work. So the plaster's not actually stuck to the wall, it's just sort of hanging there. Yeah. As one of my colleagues was saying about, she's got a new build and they siliconed the light fittings into the bathroom ceiling. So they're safe from condensation. Yeah, great. That's great. Make sure that the electric fittings are safe from the condensation, the humidity. Problem is, they didn't use bathroom light fittings. Now, bathroom light fittings are designed that you can put them in, silicone around them, seal them so the water doesn't get past, but the actual cover will still come off. They used ones where the entire cover screws on and silicone the entire thing to the ceiling. So the bulbs have gone in a bathroom light since you can't change them without literally cutting the light fittings out of the ceiling, which is going to leave a hole because they're never going to go back how they fit. And thank you very much, Yella. So it's 2 months of being a Zach friend. There he is. There's the floofy boy. Become the floof monster. Would have liked the house active with a resident spirit. Yes, that's always good. You're never alone if you live in a haunted house. There's always someone to talk to. They might not answer back, but that's even better. I got giggled at again the other day. I did a particularly loud fart, as I am wont to do every once in a while. And yeah, Shadow giggled at me again. So that's good. Yes, I've got a ghost that finds farts funny. Seen but never heard. So I see and hear. Both of mine. If I see a dark shadow that's about that high, that's shadow. If I see a palish whitish shadow that's close to the floor, that's Zach. Yes, ghost farts. Yeah, that's the last thing I want is waking up or just randomly hearing farts. That's not the kind of EVP you want to promote. Yeah, you can't trust someone who doesn't laugh at a good fart. And anyone who sounds going, ew, how disgusting. Ew, ew. Yeah, you don't want to know them. They're no fun. They take everything too seriously. Although if you work with someone like that, it's always good fun to then just go and fart near them until they get over it. And if anyone's wondering, yeah, I had an ingrown hair in the side of my cheek, which I didn't do the go to the doctor's thing, and I dug it out myself. And then we have Marit, yes, who farts loudly in public at a coffee shop and has everyone looking around wondering where the noise came from. Yes, I didn't forget that one, Marit. Yeah, then you get me. Oh, yeah, you can chew on that one. Oh, that was a bit thick. Pull my finger. Yeah, better out then. Exactly. People soon learn not to pull my finger. They go, yeah, I'm not pulling your finger. You're just going to fart. And then I just stand there and go, well, if you won't pull my finger, I will. And having been a young and teenage boy, I'm practiced in making interesting noises with my butt cheeks. So there was a surprise I let you inside the churches. Oh, yeah, I'm surprised I'm let into churches. I mean, admittedly, there's never anyone in the church when we go, so I'm known alive anyway. But yes, it's there are some churches I've been more welcomed in than others by the resident spirits. Wasn't that fame with characters that fired? A game. Oh, I think there was. Was it? It's probably the South Park game where you could pull fingers. And might have been Leisure Suit Larry, or How to Be a Complete Bar Steward, which is going back to the mid-80s. Mid-80s? It might have been early 80s. Yeah, it would be on the Sinclair Spectrum. So, yes, a game that took 16K to play. Not 16 meg, 16 kilobytes. Sounds like you peed on snowballs, sending me islands through with turkeys. Yeah, that sounds about right. Might even have been a Simpsons game, I can't remember. So, it was The Sims. Yeah, that's accurately simulating teenage boys. That's what we do. Burp and fart at each other and then go off to our rooms and molest the sock or lay out the Kleenex runway. And have a good hard think to ourselves. Well, did back in my day. Yeah, back in our day, we had to have a think about things. These days, you just open your phone up and there it is. Sometimes you just open Messenger up and there's naughty pictures. But at least I don't get picked. Now I don't go fishing very often at all anymore. At least I don't get people men sending me pictures of fish. Or others. I've had those as well. I understand ladies' pain about getting sent unsolicited nudes. Yeah, Yes, I've been sent a few of those in my time back when I was doing the online dating. Seemed that some thought it was a good idea to send out nude pictures of themselves to people who said hello. We were just trying to start a pleasant conversation and get to know someone. Oh, hello. Here they are. Whoa. Delete. Yeah, I'll save that one for later. Yeah. I like to at least get to know someone a bit first before seeing random body parts. That's it. And it wasn't just the younger ones that were doing it. It was the older ones that were doing it as well. Yeah. No. No, some of them really weren't good. It was, well, the best ones are when hello Adele, how are you, my dear? The best ones are when you like send a reply with is that's it, hashtag disappointed. Yeah. I know you need love and you get love. And trust me, my lady, some of the pictures I got sent from some of the ladies who were considerably younger than you, without wishing to sound rude, they'd either had a hard life or nothing wrong with an older woman. No, Mary's older than me, only by a few months, but technically she's my older woman. I'm the toy boy. But Adele's trying to wake up and get ready for work. Well, hopefully we can wake you up gently and send you off in a good mood. And don't work too hard. Yes, I know you're older than me, Marek, but you don't act it. You see, this is it. Age is but a number. It's how we act that determines how old we actually are. As I've known early 20-somethings that if you couldn't see them or hear their voice, just hear what they're saying, but not their actual voice, you would swear they're in their 50s or 60s. And then I've heard 60s, 70s it's still kids at heart. It's not, you can have a laugh and a joke with, have a flirt with. It's fine. They don't get upset with you. Oh, you will be working hard today. Complete VM change in store, rack placement, and on your own. Ooh. Yes, age is but a number. Excited at pics of fish. Men's todger pics, not so much. You could file those in the oddball category. Reptiles. Or worms. Only as young, only as old as the person you feel. Yes. Problem is, the person I feel most of the time is me. And then Mary's older than me, so it doesn't really work. And if I start feeling someone younger, then I'm going to get in trouble. Lots of trouble. So I'll just have to means you're between 35 and 110. Yes, I know how old you are, Marek. Don't you worry. I don't care. We're going to talk about jasmine and lotion and how wonderful it is. Well, as long as it's not Lily of the Valley, my lady, then I'm not that I can smell it, but you know, Lily of the Valley is what old lady perfume and stuff smells like, as far as I'm aware. That's how the joke goes, anyway. But weirdly, in the morning you're close to a mummy. Oh, in the morning I'm pretty much a zombie Wookiee in first thing in the morning. Just go to IKEA instead. Have yourself some balls, some meatballs. Ooh, 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 ooh. Might have to have a white later. But excuse me for that one. Can you still get Yardley Lily of the Valley? You probably can. Have a look in Avon. Yeah, I only went to IKEA once as well. I was like, oh, it's just all flat pack furniture. All right, okay. Flat pack and tat, which you can get elsewhere for cheaper. Fair enough. The one-way place. Oh, Marriott's trying to eat ice cream. Don't drop it down your cleavage, or you'll be trying to fish that out for hours. Yeah, exactly, Debbie. That was my first thought when I went into IKEA. I was like, oh, it's just MFI. Ah, right. Yeah, it's MFI or Schreiber, one of those. Um, they were British versions of IKEA back in the 80s. Still got one-way systems on IKEA? Jeez. Thought that was a COVID thing. One way or the other. I'm going to get you. One way or the other. Oh, pardon me. I do apologise for that one as well. I appear to be a little bit windy today. And I've not even had my jalapeno mature cheddar crisps yet. Purposely go the wrong way round. Exactly. We're humans. We're supposed to be Neanderthals, which is a very quaint name that was given to it. When we go in shops, we don't. It doesn't work to us. If we're browsing, we don't go eins, zwei, eins, zwei, eins, zwei, eins, zwei. We sort of wander about, meander wherever we feel like, as if you put a one-way system in. Yeah, people go in, they follow it around, and they just want to get out. Doing your best not to laugh out loud. Oh, bless you. Yeah, you don't want Chris coming in and checking you're okay again. You're all right, Mum. I mean, half the thing with shops is they want you to stay in there as long as they can have you in there. Now, the longer you stay, the more you spend, is basically the theory. So by having a one-way system, it basically just gets you through the shop and out quicker, which doesn't really work. And it might be more efficient. Yeah, it was only this year I had COVID as well, the lady. So you want to have a look around and shop. And it's one thing now when an employee comes up to you and says, "Is there anything I help you with?" But when every employee comes up and says, "Is there anything I can help you with? Anything I can help you with?" And he's like, "Oh, just leave me alone." Especially when you're somewhere like a fish store and you probably know more than all the employees do put together, or a model shop, and you do know. Um, so I'm waiting for the first shop I go in that I mean, I've had it happen in model shops many times where people have known me, and you get a new employee, and yeah, the guys will like send the new employee over to see if they can help me. And you sort of look over and you see him step behind the counter grinning, and you're like, righto, time to troll someone. Yeah, I've not had it happen in a fish shop yet. Just a matter of time. Yeah, you don't want to choke or spit it all over, or spit something halfway across the room, or take a swig of drink at the wrong time and spit that everywhere. The safest one is if you see me having a drink, it's safe to have a drink. We're empty. Oh no, we run out of energy drink. That's because it's a Red Bull and they don't make them in man-sized cans. It's only the 473, so it's 27 mil smaller than any of the others. That's the biggest one they make. So where were we? IKEA, shopping. It's the same reason the bread or the fresh bread in a supermarket is always at the back corner away from the entrance, because the smell apparently draws you towards the bread, which brings you through the entire store. The only problem Mara has is laughing too hard and needing the bathroom. Well, you can always use tenner, lady. Apparently. Because apparently you can wet yourself with them and it's not a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going by what the adverts say. It's like with tampons, apparently, if you use a certain brand of tampon, you can play tennis in white. Yeah, same reason they put milk at the back, because you go in to get milk and you spot something else on the way and you grab that as well, and yeah. Although the thing is, when you know all these tricks, they don't work anymore. Especially when you're an old cynic like me. I'm the kind of person that will move everything around a bit in the store, because then people will look at things they don't normally look at and buy other things. No, I'm the person that will go, oh, where the bloody hell I moved them now? I'll come here to get pork pies. I'm not interested in vegan sausages. So you then go to where the vegan food was, and that's where the pork pies are now. And you grumble for a week, and then you figure out where everything you want is, and you still ignore the stuff you didn't want in the first place. Yeah, that's probably just me though. Advertising and things and these kind of things just don't work with me. At best, they annoy me. At worst, I'm just going to walk out of the shop and go somewhere else, especially if it's being bugged constantly. Electronic stores are the worst for that. Or anywhere they're on commission. If the salespeople are on commission, you don't want to go into those shops, because they're all trying to get your money so they get paid more. Whereas what I do is I try and help the customer get the right product for them. If, for example, you want an electric chainsaw, but you're only going to be using it occasionally, it's not going to get heavy use, there's no point buying the expensive one with the 3 extra batteries and all the other stuff. You buy the little cheap one that is going to do the job you need it to. You're going to be happy with it. and job done. Happy customer is more likely to come back again. Yeah, I hate that as well. I'm not a fan of shopping at the best of times, and when they move everything around, you're like, why did you move the Coke? Why did you move it all around and then move it back again 2 months later? Is it because you realise that you moved it all around and no one's buying all the other stuff? And while Lady Di is always interested in sausages. But do you like a standard or do you like a jumbo sausage? Yeah. Because, personally, with my chips, I prefer a jumbo sausage. If I'm having a normal meal, I just have standard size sausages because then I eat more of them. Someone moving the table around when you're sleeping. Yeah, it is. Standard jumbo. Yellow's only got cocktail weenies. Yeah, but yes, sausages, Alison, sausages. Yes, we are talking bangers, not hangers for a change. Yeah, can't beat a sausage sandwich. Jumbo sausage and chips, or a Savoy if you're feeling really posh. The only problem with Savoys is there's no way to eat a Savoy without looking perverse, because you don't eat fish and chips with a knife and fork. You eat it with your fingers, and that means with a Savoy you're holding something yay long, yay around, and pink, and yeah, there's no. There's just check if we got the right end of the stick. Yes, we are talking sausages with with a subtle subtext, as I believe that is what my lady was actually talking about. Sounds like my lady would not be too upset to be on a dating app and get sent the pictures that aren't of the fish. I'm going to have to start. Oh, don't worry, Yellow. One of these weeks I'll buy a jar of hot dog sausages. A jar of king size hot dog sausages, and I will eat them on camera. I did demolish a box of cocktail weenies the other day. They were reduced, going out of date in Lidl. It smells like a stink bomb went off. Is that you or Chris dropped it, or is it the cat? Hmm? Did you fart again, Marriott? I wonder what that noise was. Sideways hot with gravy. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get the tub of cocktail weenies, pour them all into a bowl, stick them in the microwave for a couple of minutes while I'm making some gravy. Yeah, that wasn't meant as a double entendre. I do mean gravy. And then pour the gravy over the cocktail weenies, grab a fork, and just sit there with a bowl going, nom, 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 nom. And then get a couple of slices of bread and get all the rest of the gravy out the bottom of the bowl. I was like, yeah, have you been watching me eating sausages? Just be glad to know I cannot stand bananas, so no one will ever. Oh no. You know what that is, don't you? We have an escapee plecklet who just pooped. Oh well, never mind. Just be glad I don't inject the gravy into the cocktail weenies. That's why I subscribe to my OnlyFans. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that'd get too many viewers. Fat, balding English bloke eating sausages. It might qualify as ASMR. Well, I don't think anyone would find the sound of me eating arousing. All the om, swig, 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 burp, om nom 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 nom. Now Lady Di's hungry for meat. Seductive why he used to eat sausage. You'd probably sit and listen to it, Marek. You'd sit and watch me eat sausages. Mind you, I'd probably sit and watch you eat sausages as well. So there we go. And I'm not going to ask where you hide them. Because I hide my sausages in the refrigerator. People that get paid to belch and fart. Hell, I could put them out of a job. Amateurs. Barp. Yeah, but I'd also get blamed for the increase in global warming as well if I started doing that. That'd be me eating a lot of pickled eggs and pickled gherkins. Not pickled garlic. Do not try pickled garlic, people. It's live stream idea. English bloke eats sausages for an hour and stares at the camera. Don't tempt me. I wonder if anyone's got the king size hot dog sausages. Might not be a ghost. Actually, it's always is Yella looking over my shoulder. Yeah, I reckon Yella's set up some spy cams. In that case, he should be in a nut house by now, seeing what goes on in this house. Seeing me sitting around him in boxer shorts, scratching myself, farting, watching random stuff on YouTube, then grumbling and finally getting off my backside and I'm doing some water changes or going to work. Pretty much what life consists of most of the time. Oh, fire in the hole. Oh, there we go. Pardon me. What did I eat this morning? Oh, yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's where that came from. Got myself a meal deal this morning. I say I got myself a meal deal. Sandwich, snack, and a drink for £3.50. So me being me, goes for the most expensive sandwich, the most expensive snack, and the most expensive drink, which comes out at $3.25, $5.55, $55. Comes out at £7.25. Reduced to £3.50. Because I'm not buying the cheap stuff if I'm getting a deal. I'm buying the expensive stuff if it's all the same price. So yes, I had the sausage, egg, and bacon triple this morning, and 2 pork pies with hot sauce. So yeah, that'll be why I've got a bit of wind this evening. That and walking around 2 churches. As I nearly said earlier, yes, one mild paranormal event. Uh, Walking through Old Buckenham Church, got to a point in front of the altar, and all the hair on my legs stood up. Walked another couple of feet, and it went back down again. And walked back, and it stood up again. So there was something there. No other interactions or seeing or hearing anything. But yeah, got that one. What are you doing, you silly shell dweller? Why are you building a hole underneath the shell to sit in when there's an empty shell there? We appear to have an undershell dweller. Oh, crazy fish. As long as they don't breed again in a hurry, he says. I think we do have more fry in there again, so oh well. Minor problem. At least they sell relatively easy as soon as I get a bunch of adults. Just a pig to catch. At some point in the not too distant future, I'm going to have to buy another box of shells as well. Because each shelly I sell, I break a shell. Because it's the quickest and easiest way to catch the bloody things. Pull the shell out. I say smash, carefully destroy the shell until you get to the bit where the fish is, hold it up over the bag and go plop. Sharpe sausage emojis. I shall add it to the list. A burpy person, a burping man, and a snossage emoji. Well, I mean, the eggplant one should be there in the standard emojis. And possibly a tent as well. I know Marit is familiar with the tent emoji. Yes. Yes. Yeah, less said about pitching tents, the better. Yeah, we just like an egg. I am a member of the squash family. I think there might be. Oh, I have an unstable connection. And I now have a stable connection. If the sausage is that colour, you'd be white. Depends. If you get some really gamey venison, it can be relatively purple in colour. Also, if you have one with kidney in it, it will be purplish as well until you cook it, and then it will go brown. Yes, kidney in sausages. So it's not a smoker's cough. It's I haven't had a drink in a while. My throat's getting a bit dry. Oh, and apparently Ben Ochart has been throwing smaller cichlids with the monsters in the 300-gallon. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to watch it either because I know what's going to happen. Go get something to drink. Yeah, like that will end well. Exactly, Alison. I shall grab something to drink, and it will be even less couth with me swigging Red Bull out of a can. Oh, no tents. We're safe. And as I got up and moved, my hair's done weird things again. Yeah, we both had the same thought. Are you familiar with Ben Ochart's channel, Alison? If you are, you'll know what to expect in a couple of weeks. That'll be the got new fish, awesome new fish, awesome new fish. 2 weeks later, problem with, yeah. I'm not knocking the guy. He's got way more subscribers and is way more popular than I am. But took a screenshot, going to edit the bottle out and put something else in. I mean, I would appreciate it because it is Lidl cola. It's not particularly good. Pardon me. Sainsbury's have been sold out of their own brand cola for a week or so. Go on, lad. Yeah, so Sainsbury's are out. I refuse to pay Coke prices for Coke, considering the amount I drink. And the only other option locally is bar cola from One Stop, and that stuff is foul. I'd rather switch to water and just get some liquid caffeine and put in there. A lot of telepaths. Yeah, I'm not too good at hiding what I'm thinking. I mean, it does seem to be a thing with some of the bigger channels. I don't know whether it's running out of content or running out of ideas. I'm getting it. I'm running out of ideas. If anyone's got any ideas for videos they'd like me to make, except for eating sausages for an hour, because that would take forever to bloody upload and process. Yeah, if you've got any ideas for videos you'd like me to make, let me know. Because yeah, there are only so many videos you can make before you start making the same video again and again and again. So I think some do things that they kind of know is not going to work out, just so they can then make the "this didn't work out" video or "this went wrong" video. No. I can't say I blame them, because once you've made a certain amount of videos, you do start running out of ideas for content. And if you're a bigger channel that's making a decent amount of money from your videos, then you got to keep going. As Anthony said earlier, he was getting 5,000 watch hours a year. He stopped putting videos up and it's dropped to 88 watch hours in the year. So you do have to keep putting the content out, which is why I diversified. Although I think John does local IKEA, send round one way, most pushy sales assistant. Yeah, that's not going to be a very long video. It's going to be me walking in going, cough, and walking out again. Or I think one of the funniest ones was when for some reason I was buying some smelly, like, scented candles or something for somebody. I can't remember why. I think it might have been a wedding or a birthday or something like that. And no, because I can't smell anything. So I asked the shop assistant for some help, because I didn't know what they smell like. I don't know which ones are popular, which ones smell good, which blah 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 for certain. And she kept holding the candles up to me to smell. And I'm like, I can't smell them. And it'd be like, yeah, it smells exactly the same as all the other ones do. Oh no, this one smells. No, I have no sense of smell. All this is good for is holding these up. I can't even breathe through it. It's like, well, why are you buying scented candles? Because they're not for me. Do I look like the kind of person who sits there with scented candles and rose petals around a bloody bath? I'm more likely to just have my tablet on the toilet playing a video of something random and fall asleep in the bath than actually, you know, have one of those. Me and Dobby's garden centre. French toast candle on your nose. Isn't that nice? That smells like shite. Yeah, why don't they do those? You know, look into it and do a video on why some see ghosts and others don't, and what abilities. Yeah, that's an interesting one, Sky. That would certainly be a good waffle. I would have to make notes, well, that would be all over the place. Not that would be any different from any other video of mine, but yeah. I mean, I think we do all have the ability to an extent. It's just how hard switched off it got when you were younger. If you've never seen anything and constantly had there's no such thing as ghosts, there's no such thing as ghosts, get it drilled into you, I think it switches that sense off. People show more of how the newest fish animals are doing. I would do that, but I haven't bought any new fish for donkeys. So mainly because A, I've either not had the money, B, I've not had anywhere I want to put them. Or C, I've literally got nowhere to put them to quarantine them. Yeah, shut it off or have a block in place. Yeah, I say it's people who refuse to see bad things in general. Live stream of me fighting in church, see how long it takes to get kicked out. I think they're the bigger YouTubers. Yeah, it's generally you only hear about the new fish they bought when they die or when something goes wrong. I say the thing is, I'm not likely to get kicked out of church because there's never anyone in there, and I quite regularly do fart in the churches. It makes a lovely echo sound in there as well. Which one was it? It wasn't in the church. If you go right to the end of the first video, the exterior from Santon All Saints, yeah, right at the end of that, literally after I said, no, thanks for watching, bye-bye, just before I click the camera off, and I left it in the video to see if anyone would comment. No one did. So they're either expecting it or they didn't watch to the end, which I wouldn't blame anyone. Yeah, I did. I got kicked out of class for dropping my guts and assembly. I did get kicked out of church once for farting, but that was when I was a kid, not as an adult. Sorry, an adult. Let's speak English. Yeah, all things bright and beautiful, all creatures grunt and smell. Or fart, wherever you may be. I'm the Lord of the Fart, said he. I'll fart on you if you fart on me. Yes. Now, it was great fun in high school. There's the North Wing gym had a sprung wooden floor, and that really vibrated and echoed well when you dropped one on that. Problem was everyone knew it was me, so I never got away with it. It was either everyone just knew it was me, so around looked at me, or it smelt bad, and then everyone just like shuffled away. Oh, I've suddenly gone jaundiced because the tank lights are going out, which unfortunately is my cue. So thank you very much to everyone who's been here, put up with my ranting and waffling for a couple of hours. Hope you've enjoyed. Yellow needs to go to Winco. And have a great week. Stay safe. Have fun. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Oh, my love, my darling, I've chundered on your